Hi everybody, my name is Kira and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing / ranting about Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, which is the second book in the Red Queen series. So without further ado, let's get into it. So quick synopsis of Red Queen. Red Queen is about this dystopian society where there are two different types of bloods. There's the red bloods, they are more servant, civilian type people. And then there's the silver bloods. Most silver bloods have power. They have cool abilities like bending elements or metals or reading people's minds, things like that. They are the ones in charge. They are in charge of this country and oppress the red bloods. The main character, Mare Barrel, is a red blood and she finds out that she has powers accidentally on TV. She is therefore taken in by the king and his family, mostly to hide her, so they dress her up as a long-lost silver princess, and the story continues from there as she tries to figure out how to survive court life and how to hide her identity from almost everybody. So now for a synopsis of Glass Sword. Like I said before, this is the second book in the series, so it follows Mare and Cal and Scarlet Guard and their journey away from the palace and continues the story. It's a lot about Mare and Cal forming their own little group and going off and finding the other names from the list who are red bloods who have abilities like silver bloods, which they've now decided to call new bloods. So it's a lot of them finding new bloods, trying to save them from Maven, as well as keep themselves off of Maven's radar as long as possible. I didn't mind this book. It was kind of an okay-ish book. It had some things that I kind of guessed were going to happen, but it had a few unexpected twists, especially towards the end. There was a battle scene which was pretty cool, very well written, I thought. So yeah, I don't know. I give this book a 3 out of 5 stars because it was a decent book, but it wasn't super great. That's about as much as I can say without any spoilers, so this next section will include spoilers. So if you haven't read the book, go read the first one and second one and come back. So if you're leaving this video, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye! Okay, so let's talk about this book because, rant time. I did not like Mare's character in this book. She, I thought, was very narrow-minded and prejudiced against the Silvers. She was very selfish and didn't want to consider other people's point of views, even when they thought of different plans for action against Maven or for finding the new bloods. She was very much, I'm in command and I started this thing, I'm going to be the one in charge. And that made me very upset. And also her whole thing about anyone can betray anyone, she was cautious, which I liked, but I feel like sometimes she was overcautious and didn't trust anyone ever, and that made me kind of upset because you have to, especially in a war, you have to find people that you can trust. So I feel like she had a lot of she would reach out to people or people would reach out to her and then she would close herself off. And I understand that, but at the same time, it's not super fun to read about because it's just the same thing over and over and over again. So I found that I got a little bit annoyed with how much she would shut herself off from her family and other people trying to help her. So Shade died. That was upsetting, to say the least. I was really starting to like Shade. He kind of knew when to knock some sense into Mare, so that was helpful. I kind of figured somebody close to her would die in the prison break thingy that they did, but still very upsetting when Shade died. But I really didn't like Mare's reaction to his death when she shouts at Farley. I feel like she was it's my brother that just died, so you can't tell me what to feel, and I'm just gonna start the civil war now. And I know that's kind of the main purpose of this book, was to set up the war that's inevitably coming in book 3, but it was frustrating how she reacted to his death. Nobody could talk sense into her. She didn't want to see sense. She just pushed everyone away, and I feel like that's the wrong response to when you lose someone. I did like the ending battle when they break into the prison and free everybody. That was, I thought, pretty well written and very enjoyable to read. I did not like the bloodlust at the end, Wow, this book review thingy is very negative. I'm sorry. But I didn't super like this book as much. I did not expect to see Maven at the end of the book when he catches her in the plane and like strips the plane down and makes everybody into cages, and then she offers herself up. I mean, once he showed up, I expected the whole like, I'll trade myself in because it's me who you really want, but I did not expect to see him show up that soon. I thought we were gonna have to wait till the next book to see her interact with Maven again. And the ending, of course, was a cliffhanger with her kneeling before Maven in the collar. So, of course, I have to go read the next book now to find out how she gets out of that and then helps win the war inevitably, because that's how books work. Also, something else I did not expect was John, the guy who could see the future. That was very unexpected. I know that they have like the Silvers who can see a little bit into the future, but the fact that he could see like so far in the future was very like crazy to me. And I'm curious to know if John had told Mare that Shade was going to die in the prison break, if she still would have gone, because she can be a very selfish character, so I wouldn't be surprised if she hadn't gone because it's her brother that would die. But, I mean, who knows? I think that's all I have. The next book is called King's Cage, and it came out last month, so I will do my best to read that soon so I know what happens. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!